Dear student, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Arafat mujeeb from FEI Higher Secondary Institute. Today I am with chapter number 3. Chapter is diversity in living organisms, and it is biology 9th. And topic today in this chapter is kingdom Animalia. In kingdom Animalia, there is this kingdom is the fifth kingdom as classified by the Whitaker in his 5-system classification. This kingdom Animalia diverse creatures on the surface of the earth. He classified them into various phylums. Later on we study in this kingdom Animalia. Therefore, in kingdom Animalia, all animals include in this. All animals include. जितने भी animals आते हैं वो इसमें include होते हैं. All animals include in kingdom Animalia. And you know the animals, how they are diverse, how they are different in many ways, in many means. They differentiate, they are in diverse in form. That means these animals are non-photosynthetic, as they don't synthesize their own food, they don't prepare their own food, hence are the non-photosynthetic. They are the non-photosynthetic creatures. Therefore, then they could not prepare their own food, as they remain dependent on other plants, other animals for their food in a food chain. That means they are the heterotrophs. They are the heterotrophs. That heterotrophic mode of nutrition they have. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They have the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. You know there are the various parasitic mode of nutrition, holozoic mode of nutrition, saprophytic mode of nutrition. They are the subtypes of the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, in which these animals obtain their food by eating plants or by eating other animals for their food. And they are in general heterotrophic mode. They have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now, if we talk about these animals are multicellular, that is, they are the multicellular. That means they are made up of number of cells, multiply of cells. They are composed of many cells. They can be seen. They are visible therefore to our eyes to see. That multicellular animals, these are the in kingdom Animalia. We talk about the animals, multicellular animals. These multicellular animals have a new term to them, is that then they are called as metazoa. Zoa means animals, and they are made up of the number of cells. Hence the animals in generally are the metazoa. They are made up of the many number of cells. Those cells are combined, they are together, there is aggregation of cells. That means now these in kingdom Animalia, such animals have tissue level of organization. Then after status, they are the metazoa. Metazoa simply means they are the animals which have multicellular. They are known as metazoa. As the metazoa can be further divide into some multicellular animals. They are the parazoa. We can further divide metazoa into the two parazoa A, and then is the B here. B is the, we can classify them it as parazoa and eumetazoa. That means these multicellular animals, which are generally named as the metazoa, can be further classified into the parazoa and eumetazoa. You should importantly know these terms when we go to study the kingdom Animalia. It will take a time in study that इसमें बहुत सारे phylums आते हैं, हमें उनको एक एक करके पढ़ना है. Now what is the parazoa here? Parazoa, A part, parazoa. These parazoa here are the multicellular. These are the multicellular animals. Multicellular, as the zoa name refer here, the animals. Multicellular. These are the multicellular animals, and इनमें हमने देखा गया है what they are. They have loosened cell aggregation. That means the cells are aggregating, they are combined together, but they are not so compactly arranged together. They are somewhat the loosen in form. They are somewhat loosen and they are separating, and the loosen network of cells they have. If we talk about that, we can say the parazoa have tissue level of organization, क्योंकि जब भी cell एक बहुत सारे cells मिलेंगे together, they come together and they form the mass of cells. Mass of cells is known as the tissue. They have tissues, but those tissues are undifferentiated. They are not visible, and they don't form a particular type of organ system here. That means they have the loosened cell aggregation. Therefore, they are named as the parazoa. What parazoa are? They are the multicellular. Those have the loosened cell aggregations. That we can say they have undifferentiated. But they have undifferentiated tissues. That means they cannot be totally differentiated. We can say the parazoa are simplest animals. These are the simplest animals. Those animals have undifferentiated tissues. That means due to the loosen cell aggregations. That means we can say they have cellular level of organization. They have cellular level of organization in them is seen that in parazoa. They are the what are the parazoa? In this way I try to understand you. It is important here to mention what are the that we can say हमें kingdom Animalia में हम first phylum लेने जा रहे हैं. That is a phylum Porifera, जिनमें sponges आते हैं. That means those sponges, those phylum Porifera or the parazoa. They are the parazoa. They are the simplest animals. Multicellular, loosen cell aggregation. That means some animals have tissue level organizations. आपने देखा होगा उनमें they are made up of the tissues. Some animals have, अगर हम आगे जाएंगे phylum Arthropoda, phylum Annelida, phylum Molluscus, उनमें क्या होता है organ system level of organization. फिर उनमें बिल्कुल हम उनका जो body है internally can be differentiated into the organ systems. Organ parts उनमें दिखाई देते हैं, अलग-अलग excretory system, अलग-अलग digestive system, मतलब respiratory system, reproductive system, उनमें nervous system उनमें partly visible है. जब हम animal kingdom Animalia में when we go higher and higher phylums, they are complex in nature. If we talk about the parazoa, they are the simplest animals. Still they have cellular level of organization in them. Now is there here another the metazoa. Eumetazoa. What are the eumetazoa? It is important to hear the eumetazoa. Metazoa. These are also the multicellular animals. ये भी है multicellular animal. अब difference क्या है? These are the multicellular animals, and यहाँ पे क्या होता है? They have their true tissues. They have their cells are aggregated and properly arranged. They form the tissues टिश्यूज ग्रेड ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, ऑर्गन सिस्टम ग्रेड ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। ये मैं क्या, इसमें क्या होता है, टिश्यूज और differentiated tissues can be differentiated and they form the therefore they have the tissue level of organization, which later on gives in these animals tissue level of organization. They have the tissue level of organization. Then these tissues partly form then these tissues later on give the formation of, when there is the number of tissues, and those tissues help us in the form of organ system. That means we can say they have the organ system organization. In मेटाजोआ में हमने देखा मल्टीसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिज्म है, खास तौर दे आर द कॉम्प्लेक्स इन स्ट्रक्चर, ये बनावट में कॉम्प्लेक्स होते हैं, कॉम्प्लेक्स इन स्ट्रक्चर क्यों, इनमें वेल डिफरेंशिएटेड टिश्यूज होते हैं, टिश्यूज कैन बी डिफरेंशिएटेड एंड दोज टिश्यूज परफॉर्म वर्क, डाइजेशन, एक्सक्रीशन, रेस्पिरेशन, रिप्रोडक्शन, and they form the circulation of food. That means they perform different functions. If the tissues are well advanced, well differentiated and well prominent, and they then give us the tissue level of organization, then they give us the organ system organization or organization. Then they give us the here the organ system organization. Later on we study the phylums, उनमें organ system of level of organization या tissue level of organization होते हैं. Eumetazoa complex in structures क्या होता है, how they are different parazoa, मतलब उनमें हमने देखा टिश्यूज मगर दे आर अनडिफरेंशिएटेड, मगर इनमें हम प्रोमिनेंट टिश्यूज देखते हैं. दैट टिश्यूज गिव अस द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एक और उस एनिमल बॉडी को बनाते हैं, एंड या फिर यही इन्हीं टिश्यूज से ऑर्गन पार्ट्स बनते हैं, बहुत सारे ऑर्गन देन कंबाइन टुगेदर, जैसे कि स्टोमक, जैसे कि लंग्स, जैसे कि मतलब हार्ट, वो मिलजुल कर अलग अलग फिर मिलजुल कर एक फंक्शनल सिस्टम बनाते हैं. Then we can say they forms then that means metazoa can be tissue level of organization. These metazoa can have organ system level of organization. ये इनमें ये एक प्रॉपर्टी है. दूसरा प्रॉपर्टी हम क्या देखते हैं इन metazoa में. Now metazoa simple, therefore they are known as, sometimes by the name they are known as the true multicellular, therefore they are known as the true multicellular animals. Therefore they are known as, by the name they are known as true multicellular animals. Later on we move ahead in the metazoa. They have the presence of body cavity. पूरा देखिए बॉडी कैविटी इसमें हम देखेंगे. हमने देखा कुछ मेटाजोआ जो है, कुछ मल्टीसेलुलर एनिमल्स है, उनमें बॉडी कैविटी हो सकती है, हो भी नहीं सकती है, दोनों कंडीशन है. तो जिनमें बॉडी कैविटी होती है, देयरफॉर प्रेजेंस ऑफ बॉडी कैविटी और एब्सेंस ऑफ बॉडी कैविटी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ, या पार्टली प्रेजेंस ऑफ बॉडी कैविटी ऑन द बेसिस, they can be differentiated. That means eumetazoa can be differentiated as some of the acetylome, some of the acetylome. That means they have the acetylome. That means absent of, that means acetylome, absent of. Some multicellular animals are acetylome, that means absent body cavity. They have no body cavity, absent body cavity, absent body cavity, absent या no body cavity, उनको कहा जाता है acetylome. The body cavity is acetylome. And then is the body cavity is the pseudocoelom. That is pseudocoelom. Here I remember the M here. Pseudocoelom. That means they have partial, ना होने के बराबर, partial body cavity, cavity. हम कहते हैं sometimes it is known as the false ये हमें दिखता है it is a body cavity, but in the actual view they are not the body cavity. That is not a body cavity. False body cavity भी कहा जाता है इसको. False body cavity. False body cavity. Here we have a acelom body cavity. Eumetazoar, they are multicellular organisms. अगर उनमें हम दूसरा एक प्रॉपर्टी देखें बॉडी कैविटी. बॉडी कैविटी इन मल्टीसेलुलर एनिमल्स में हो सकती है, नहीं हो भी सकती है. जिनमें नहीं होती हम उनको कहते हैं एसिलोम. द बॉडी कैविटी एसिलोम, दैट मीन्स देयर इज नो बॉडी कैविटी. बॉडी कैविटी मीन्स बॉडी स्पेस बिटवीन द ऑर्गन्स. अभी मैं डायग्रामेटिकली भी दिखाऊंगा एसिलोम की डायग्राम, सीडोसिलोम की डायग्राम. एंड थर्ड वन इज द सीलोम. दैट मीन्स presence of, that means here but presence of body cavity. इनमें body cavity present होता है. They are known the coelom. Therefore this becomes the future animals. Some animals are acelomate, that means they have no body cavity. They are known acelomate. Some animals are pseudocilomates. Some animals are pseudocilomates, that means they have pseudocytoma. The body cavity is but partial body cavity, या ना होने के बराबर body cavity उसमें होती है false body cavity. तो ये मतलब थर्ड टाइप ऑफ एनिमल्स होते हैं सीलोमेटस. जब भी मैं कहूँगा याद रखें टर्म्स को, बेसिक टर्म्स से ऑलरेडी मैंने बता के रखा, क्योंकि जब भी हम अलग अलग फाइलम के अलग अलग फीचर्स आएंगे तो उसमें ये मैं पॉइंट्स डिस्कस कर लूँगा, ताकि मैं इसका ऑलरेडी मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं इसको ऑलरेडी क्लियर करूँ, इन टर्म्स को मैं ऑलरेडी क्लियर करूँ, ताकि आपके समझ में आएगा कि जब भी सर फ्यूचर में बताएगा एसिलोम क्या होता है, सीडोसिलोम क्या होता है या सीलोम क्या होता है, तो ताकि यू कैन बी ऑलरेडी अवेयर ऑफ द फॉलोइंग टर्म्स. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर कुछ एनिमल्स होते हैं सीलोमेट, दैट मीन दे हैव अ सीलोम. दैट व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सीलोम? दैट मीन दे हैव द प्रेजेंस ऑफ बॉडी कैविटी. थोड़ा बहुत डायग्रामेटिकली मैं इसको एक्सप्लेन करना चाहता हूँ यहाँ पे कि बॉडी कैविटी क्या होती है. मैंने अभी कहा कि एसिलोम जो होते हैं बॉडी कैविटी एसिलोम. व्हाट डू मीन बाय एसिलोम बॉडी कैविटी? यहाँ पे मैं डायग्रामेटिकली दिखाना चाहता हूँ. यहाँ पे आप देखिए, यहाँ पे ये डायग्रामेटिकली यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा बहुत बताना चाहता हूँ. यहाँ पे हाँ, this is the acelom type. There is no body cavity. Acelom होता है no body cavity. They have no body cavity. Here you can say this the type outermost. ये जो मैंने दिखा यहाँ पे ये this type of, this is known as the ectoderm. This is known as the ecto. मैं पहले बताना चाहता हूँ जो हमारे एनिमल की जो बॉडी है, दे आर मेड अप ऑफ, इट कैन बी मेड अप ऑफ द 2 जर्मिनल लेयर्स, एक्टोडर्म, एंडोडर्म, या 3 जर्मिनल लेयर से बने हो गया हमारी बॉडी. दैट इज द ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक 3 जर्मिनल मेम्ब्रेन्स का एक्टोडर्म, एंडोडर्म, मेसोडर्म. यहाँ पे हमें ये डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ. दे आर मेड अप ऑफ द 3 बेसिक जर्मिनल लेयर्स. आवर बॉडी इज मेड अप ऑफ द आउटर मोस्ट जर्म लेयर इज नोन एज द एक्टोडर्म. इस एसिलोम, मुझे एसिलोम समझाना है कि उसमें बॉडी कैविटी नहीं होती. आपको बिल्कुल डायग्राम से पता चलेगा देयर इज नो बॉडी कैविटी. फिर जो मैंने रेड टाइप का पार्ट दिखाया यहाँ पे, हियर रेड कलर का पार्ट ये सारा दिखाया, दिस रिप्रेजेंट द हियर द मेसोडर्म. That means this portion is filled by the another layer, that is the mesoderm. It is the first ectoderm, it is the outermost germinal layer, and then comes the second intermediate middle layer जो आती है. It is made up of the mesoderm. That means एसिलोम में 3 germ layers होता है, ectoderm, mesoderm, and then here I will tell you about. Then this is this layer. यहाँ पे जो लेयर है सेकंड लेयर, दिस इज द here. That then is the this layer is the एंडोडर्म है ना. अब इसमें 3 जर्मिनल लेयर्स आ गई. इट इज द 3 जर्म लेयर्स, 3 germinal 3 germinal layers. When some animals, the animals made of 3 germinal layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. That means यहाँ पे outer covering, that means यहाँ पे जो बीच में है, it is the body cavity, sorry, it is the, we can say the digestive cavity. Now this digestive cavity can be considered an organ, हाँ, और बहुत सारे organ आ सकते हैं. There is no space between, there is no body cavity, कोई खाली जगह इसमें नहीं है. So this is the digestive, there is a digestive cavity, sometimes it is known as the gastrocavity, digestive cavity, and that is surrounded by the endoderm. That means digestive cavity, the internal organs hai, they are usually made up of the endoderm layer, and then is the mesoderm which occupies the space, and then is the ectoderm, outermost layer. Then there you see, आप diagram से पता लगा सकते हो, there is no body cavity, when there is no body cavity, then the organism is the acetylomate. That then we can say those animals are acetylomate. That means they have no body cavity. That means they are acetylom, no body cavity. ये मैंने डायग्राम दिखा. यहाँ पे मैं यहाँ से डायग्राम और एक दिखाता हूँ ताकि आपको समझ, कंपेयर कर लेंगे हम. यहाँ पे, यहाँ देखिए आप, यहाँ पे देखिए, मैं वापस बना रहा हूँ इसको. देन इज द सेकंड हियर, यहाँ मैं छोटा ही दिखाता हूँ. यहाँ देखिए, ये यही डायग्राम है मेरा. फर्क क्या देखो, यहाँ पे ये जो मेसोडर्म लेयर है डॉटेड, ये देखो ये कैसे पार्ट, इट सराउंड्स द ऑर्गन सिस्टम हियर, एंड यहाँ पे देखिए here. What is this outermost layer? इससे पहले मैंने कहा what is this outermost layer? This is the ectoderm. Ectoderm number 1. शाबाश. Outermost layer is known as ectoderm. This, and what is this? This जो मैंने रेड कलर का डॉट फॉर्म है, इससे पहले इस डायग्राम में भी मैंने ये पोर्शन रेड डॉट से बनाया है. नाउ यहाँ देखो रेड पोर्शन डॉट, हाँ, that is very close to the ectoderm, and this there is also the mesoderm here. यहाँ आधा है, यहाँ पे mesoderm layer है, और यहाँ से भी कुछ mesoderm layer एसोसिएट है ectoderm के साथ, कुछ mesoderm layer जो मैंने रेड कलर से बनाया, ये रेड कलर से बनाया, that is associated with the endoderm. Here is the endoderm layer, ये मैंने जो बनाया endoderm layer, it is the endoderm. It is the here in between. There is the cavity. There is the cavity here. It is the cavity, body cavity. That is the digestive cavity here. Now you can say here is the ectoderm. Then here is the mesoderm. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए, यहाँ पे mesoderm आ गई, ये और ये layer, दो layers, ये और ये layer. What is this known as then? The mesoderm. इसमें ये mesoderm जो है, देखो यहाँ पे mesoderm. It is the second here, mesoderm. Now ये जो यहाँ पे cavity बन गई, ये this cavity, it's around, this cavity is around the organ system. What organ है? Digestive cavity. यहाँ पे पहले मैं बताता हूँ इस चीज को. What is this then? जो मैंने यहाँ पे बनाया, इसमें भी ये है शबा. What is this? Endoderm. It is the third layer, endoderm. Here endoderm, ectoderm, then mesoderm. Here, now in the mesoderm there is the, between the layers of the mesoderm, there is a body cavity. Then there is a body cavity, body. When there is a presence of body cavity, then the animal is known as, what the animal is known as? Animal is known as coelomate. That is the coelom. There is a presence of coelom. The body having presence of body cavity, that is between the mesodermal layer. This is the endoderm, and this is the digestive cavity here. It's surrounded. There is a space. Then this body cavity. Then we can say it is a it is a coelom. Then coelom. Then animals which have coelom, they are known as a coelomate. What do you mean by now coelomate? Coelomate means presence of body cavity. Those multicellular animals which have presence of coelom, that means they have a body cavity between the mesodermal layers. Here the mesodermal layer, it is the one ring of the mesoderm, it is the another ring of the mesoderm जो मैंने red color से दिखाया. Then is the endoderm. Endoderm is innermost layer, innermost germinal layer. Then in the center there is the इस तरह के digestive cavity. Here is the example of the this is the coelom, and this is the coelomate. This is the diagram of coelom, presence of body cavity. That means in animals they have the presence of body cavity, they are coelom, and those animals which don't have this type of cavity, यहाँ पे ये cavity नहीं है, they are known as coelom. This is the coelom. Then the animals are known as coelomates. Now another we move here. Then the third is the here I will show it with the help of the diagram here. Derm. Now what you can say, here is the mesoderm, but partly mesoderm. Here is the mesoderm layer, but that partly mesoderm here associated with partly. Now what is this here? It is the endoderm here. It is the ectoderm. First ectoderm, have outermost covering. Now what is this known as? This is known as the broken down of the mesoderm layer. This is the mesoderm, this and this part. They are not continuous, they are partly broken in form. That the mesoderm layer, germinal layer. Then is the endoderm here. It is here the endoderm. Here, sorry. It is here the endoderm. It is the innermost layer. It is the third layer. Now here is a space cavity here. It is a space cavity, or they look like they have a body cavity here. It is the body cavity here, the body cavity. But here is the body cavity false. Let's go get a false body cavity. And here is the pseudo. It is the diagram of the pseudocoelom. Pseudocoelom, and the animals which have a presence of pseudocoelom are known as the pseudocoelomate animals. Pseudocoelomate are the multicellular animals which have body cavity. They remain they surround us by the broken of mesoderm, and there is no continuity of the mesodermal layer. जैसे कि हमने यहाँ देखा mesodermal layer, between the mesodermal layer there is a space, and this space is empty. This empty space is known as the body cavity. Here is the true body cavity in the coelom. But in this here case there is a body cavity. There is partly body cavity, not a fully body cavity. Here is partial body cavity, known as the pseudocoelom, not true, that false body cavity there. Yes, but that in some multicellular animals is there. They are the pseudocoelomates. Some animals are, now आगे पढ़ेंगे, they are coelom. They have coelom means they have a body cavity. Then they are known as the coelomates. और जो इस तरह का होगा space उनके, और then here is the body cavity in the center. मैं भूल गए हैं ऐसे बॉडी कैविटी, दिस इज द बॉडी कैविटी हियर, दिस इज द digestive, say it is a digestive, say it is a digestive tract, digestive cavity. It can be lungs, it can be heart, and it can be, आपने देखा होगा किडनी, हार्ट, मतलब लिवर, अदर ऑर्गन्स की बात हम करें, देयर आर द स्पेसेस, अगर हम बॉडी देखें, देयर आर द स्पेसेस, फ्लूइड फिल्ड स्पेस, देन दिस स्पेस समटाइम्स इज एम्प्टी, या एयर फिल्ड भी हो सकता है, या ब्लड फ्लो भी हो सकता है, तो फिर हम सीलोम को बहुत सारे नाम आगे देते हैं। तो ये आप बेसिक है, बार बार इस चीज़ को गौर से देखिए, गौर से पढ़े, एंड देयर you should compare between this and this diagram, and then the third diagram. What are the coelom, what is the acelom, what is the pseudocoelom? As multicellular animals which have no body cavity, they are known as Acetosilom. Those multicellular animals which have true body cavity, between the organs, between the internal organs, there is a space. Say it is the internal organ, lungs and heart, there is a space between the two organs, then they have body cavity, then they are known as the coelomates. They have a coelom, there is a body cavity between the organs. Now if there is body cavity but partly, जो मैंने अभी बताया partial, partly ना होने के बराबर, they are known as the pseudocytomates. But some multicellular animals can be pseudocytomates. Now is the another feature regarding the eumetazoa ही के features है, क्या हम बात करेंगे यूमेटा, क्योंकि ये यूमेटाजोआ जो है ये मल्टीसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स है, मल्टीसेल्युलर एनिमल्स है। अभी तो हमने देखा इनमें बहुत सारे एक प्रॉपर्टी आई इनमें, यही बॉडी कैविटी। अब दूसरी प्रॉपर्टी, मतलब कुछ मेटाजोआ, कुछ एनिमल्स इनमें आते हैं, दे मतलब वो डिप्लोब्लास्टिक होते हैं, डिप्लोब्लास्टिक। व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सम मेटाजोआ मल्टीसेल्युलर एनिमल्स ही है ये, तो दे आर डिप्लोब्लास्ट, दैट मीन्स मेड ऑफ, चलो याद रखिए इन टर्म्स को, these are the basic terms I am going to, before we go to various phylums that are made of two germinal germ layers को, या germinal layers या embryonic layers। जब भी एम्ब्रियो जब एम्ब्रियो बनता है, एम्ब्रियोजेनेसिस, वहाँ इन लेयर्स की लेयर्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, जर्मिनेट होते हैं, तभी तो उनको कहते हैं जर्मिनल लेयर्स। एम्ब्रियोनिक लेयर्स भी हो गए, या टू एम्ब्रियोनिक लेयर्स को हो, या टू जर्मिनल लेयर्स को हो, दैट मीन्स डिप्लोब्लास्टिक एनिमल्स, डिप्लोब्लास्टिक मल्टीसेल्युलर एनिमल्स आर मेड अप ऑफ टू जर्मिनल लेयर्स। कौन कौन से? दे आर मेड अप ऑफ द एंडोडर्म, शाबाश, प्लस एक्टोडर्म। वो कुछ एनिमल्स इसमें होंगे विच आर मेड अप ऑफ द एंडोडर्म एंड ectoderm, made up of the two germinal layers, endoderm innermost layer, and then another is the ectoderm outermost layer. It is the innermost layer, innermost germ layer, it is the outermost germ layer, outermost germ layer. Then, and we can say that some multicellular animals are triploblastic. What do you mean by that? They are the triploblastic animals, triploblastic, they are the triploblastic animals। ये दो और एक फीचर आ गया, that means made up of, शाबाश, made up of, शाबाश, three germinal layers, made up of three germinal layers। कौन कौन से? शाबाश, एक्टोडर्म आउटरमोस्ट लेयर जो रहता है, मैंने डायग्राम में भी दिखाया अभी, एंडोडर्म, शाबाश, then third one is mesoderm, they are made up of approximate of three layers, three germinal layers, three embryonic layers भी कहो, three germinal layers, three basic layers भी कहो। Every animal are made up of the layers, tissues. What are these endoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm? These are the tissue layers। जैसे कि हमारा skin, this skin is the ectoderm, then इसके बाद जो आता है which are our internal organs, stomach, lungs, heart जो है, kidney, they are made up of the endoderm and plus mesoderm। Then we are the triploblastic animals. We are made up of the 3 germinal layers या 3 embryonic layers. Triploblastic animals. अब आपको समझ में आया होगा कि ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक एनिमल्स क्या होते हैं. नंबर 1 एक्टोडर्म से बना हुआ होता है, पहले लेयर से. जिस तरह स्किन की बात हम करेंगे, मेड ऑफ स्किन. एंडोडर्म से ऑर्गन्स बनते हैं, इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स. और मेसोडर्म से ये एक्स्ट्रा कवरिंग होता है, एक्स्ट्रा लेयर होता है. इट सराउंड्स द ऑर्गन, it surrounds organs. It can surround mesoderm. तो यहाँ इनकी एम्ब्रियोनिक ओरिजिन होता है जब भी when there is a development of the embryo in the mother's womb, in the mother uterus, there is the embryonic form. Now here is the animals diploblastic or triploblastic. Now is there here the इनकी बात हम कर लेंगे. बॉडी सिमेट्री. कुछ एनिमल्स क्या होते हैं, कुछ एनिमल्स की जो बॉडी होती है वो डिवाइड नहीं होती है 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स में. 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड नहीं होते हैं, तो हम उनको कहते हैं एसिमेट्रिकल ऑर्गेनिजम्स. और दोज ऑर्गेनिजम्स विच कैन बी डिवाइड इनटू 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स. That means their left part is equal to the right part. They are known as the symmetrical organisms. Here we can say that these multicellular organisms have the division form. एक तो होता है asymmetrical. Some multicellular animals have asymmetric. हम कहेंगे asymmetry. Some multicellulars are asymmetry, and then other have symmetry. That means asymmetrical and symmetry. That means cannot be divided into equal parts. Cannot be divided into equal parts. That means they are asymmetrical. That means they have asymmetry. Yeah, they are asymmetrical because asymmetry which cannot be divided into equal parts. Now we then have can be divided into equal parts. Can be divided into equal halves या equal parts. Equal halves को 2 into equal halves are parts. हम उनको कहते हैं PRTS parts. Then we can say those organisms have symmetry. They have symmetry which can be divided into equal parts. They have the symmetry. They can be divided. That means our body have symmetry. That means the left part of our body is equal to the left part of our body is equal to the right part of our body. That means we have a symmetry. Now symmetry is now आपको समझ में आया geometrical form. Some multicellular animals have asymmetrical. They cannot be divided into equal parts. In equal parts जैसे कि हम पिज़्ज़ा लेते हैं, हम पिज़्ज़ा को बिल्कुल बीच में सेंटर में डिवाइड करते हैं हम. They have asymmetry in some way. जैसे if you take the starfish, they can't be divided into equal parts in equal halves. That means there is no symmetry. That means they are named as the asymmetry organization. They have a asymmetrical organization. That means body parts cannot be divided equally. As you can say, those animals which have irregular shape, body shape, irregular, हमने देखा कि इनमें उन multicellular animals में होते asymmetry which have irregular body form. जैसे कि मैं एग्जांपल में लूंगा स्टार फिश को. अदर ऑर्गेनिज्म या स्पॉन्जस की बात हम कर लो, अभी तो आएगा वो फाइलम पॉलीफेरम में स्पॉन्जस, स्टार फिश. और सम ऑर्गेनिज्म हैव symmetry. That means they have a regular body form. They have a symmetry. They have a symmetrical organization. This is all. Now the symmetry is also of 2 types. याद रखिए आप. Symmetry जो होते हैं, they have symmetry. They are all 2 types. One is the radial symmetry. Another have the बाइलेटरल सिमेट्री, बाइलेटरल सिमेट्री क्या होता है ये ए और बी पार्ट में? देखो रेडियल सिमेट्री क्या होता है, जब भी आप कोई ऑर्गेनिज्म हम लेंगे वो सर्कुलर में होता है, हम उसका सेंटर पहले निकालते और सेंटर से हम उसको स्टार्ट करते बाय द सेंटर, बाय टेकिंग द सेंटर, बाय टेकिंग द सेंटर वी स्टार्ट टू डिवाइडिंग हिम and in equal part. This is the radial symmetry. Here is the radial symmetry, radial symmetry. Here by the center we can divide it into the parts, and this part, each part, 1 is equal to 2, 3 is equal to 4, 5 is equal to 6. That means 1 is equal to 2, is equal to 3, is equal to 4, is equal to 5, is equal to 6, is equal to 7. That means each part in this organism, if they have a disc shaped, they have a ring in form, as in the starfish, as in other organisms they are circular in form, there is a possibility of radial symmetry. Then we get a part, जैसे कि आप पिज्जा लोगे आप उसमें भी आप रेडियल सिमेट्री निकाल, you can find out the radial symmetry and you can find out the each part from that pizza, and that is known the pie piece, and that pie piece is equal to the another pie piece. आप देखोगे जो हम radial symmetry which are rounded in form, oval in shape, regular, ring in form, disc in form, there is a possibility of radial symmetry. Bilateral symmetry क्या होता है? If we talk about the human organism, they can be if we talk about the human organism, radial symmetry में देखेंगे, it is the human here, and here is the chance of that we can divide it into the two equal parts, and this part here is the two equal parts में हम इसको divide कर सकते हैं, right part, right and left part. Then there is a radial symmetry here. In a human being there is a radial symmetry. There is radial symmetry here. Then bilateral symmetry. That means if we divide our body, we get a two parts, right part and left part. Both the right and left part are equal to each other. That means this is the symmetry में क्या होता है? Symmetry में, bilateral symmetry में there is a two equal halves, there is a two equal part, that two equal part are equal to each other. They are equal, right is equal to left, left is equal to right. Bilateral symmetry. Bilateral means there is a two lateral sidewise division and both the two sides are equal to each other. It is a bilateral symmetry. Here these eumetazoa with various features, मतलब मैंने वो point लिए जो आपको already बताना है और it is important to say. That means here you can say, then you know that these multicellular animals which have well differentiated tissues, organ systems, organs are known as the the metazoa. Now इसमें मुझे और एक point भी बताना है, इनमें होता है mouth is for egestion. Egestion means to intake of food. क्या होता है शबाश? Intake of food. तो इस इनमें होता है anus part. Their body have two openings. One is the mouth, another is the anus. वो anus जो होता है it is for the egestion process के लिए, egestion, and then it is the remove out of waste. It is for the purpose of the removing out of waste, known as the egestion, and another term is the egestion. Then there is the two openings. There is two openings in eumetazoa multicellular organism. One is हमने देखा कुछ multicellular, अगर हम पॉरीफेरा की बात हम कर देंगे, सिनिडेरिया की बात हम कर देंगे, या प्लेटीहेलमिन्थस के फ्लैटवर्म्स की बात हम कर देंगे, दे हैव अ सिंगल ओपनिंग एंड बोथ द सिंगल ओपनिंग, एक ही ओपनिंग होता है. दे sometimes act as mouth, sometimes they act as the anal part. That means egestion purpose के लिए और ingestion और egestion के लिए, दोनों पर्पस के लिए उनमें एक ओपनिंग होती है, आउटलेट होती है, एक ही ओपनिंग होती है, upward openings. तो दे मतलब कुछ मल्टीसेलुलर में दो ओपनिंग्स होते हैं, कुछ में सिंगल ओपनिंग होते हैं. वन ओपनिंग इज माउथ एंड अनदर इज द एनस. Both the opening is related to the digestive tract. आपको पता है both the opening is related to the digestive tract. डाइजेस्ट ट्रैक्ट पर्पस के लिए इस्तेमाल होता है. तो आपको पता है these eumetazova reproduce asexually and sexually. Later on we study about them in details. Dear students, this is all about the general features about the kingdom plant, kingdom Animalia, and in kingdom Animalia multicellular heterotrophic organisms are categorized into metazoa, and metazoa divide into the one parazoa and another is the eumetazoa. A lot of features I study about the eumetazoa. That means these eumetazoa multicellular animals I would like to mention you here that some have their cellular level of organization. Still they have a cellular level of organization. Some have still tissue level of organization. Some have the organ system level of organization. जैसे कि we human beings और animals animal kingdom Animalia से ही belong करते हैं, तो we have an organ system level of organization. If we talk about the phylum Porifera, they still have the cellular level of organization. If we talk about the Coelenterata, phylum Cnidaria, phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Nematoda, phylum Annelida, they have the tissue level of organization as well. If we go up to the phylums, in the higher phylums, they have organ system level of organization. Various features are associated with the eumetazoa multicellular animals. I hope you understand about all this, the kingdom Animalia. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the phylum Porifera. I hope you understand. Thank you.